Hi, Sulbha.
Hi, Smriti. Hi.
Yeah, so good to see you. Thank you
Yeah,
for.
same here. Same here.
I'm really appreciate it.
You're most welcome.
And I want to share with my, future participants as to what you have experienced in your journey after attending Mind Over Matter. And Sulbha is an entrepreneur, and she attended Mind Over Matter about a year back. And I will ask Sulbha to introduce herself and tell us what she does.
Smriti, I was struggling, as you know, for a very long time. And I was working alongside my husband. Initially, I was the domestic goddess where I was taking care of my children. And as they grew up, I started assisting Vivek in all his ventures. And I wanted to break out of it for a very long time. And that was when I met you. And I decided that, you were very generous to invite me for your workshop, which was for a couple of days a year back. And that started my, transition, because I think our beliefs and our preconditions are the ones that are limiting. It's always our precondition. And I've never been able to differentiate between, my internal thinking self from my beliefs. They just became a part of me.
Sure.
And I definitely understood that there was something that could be changed, and I wasn't able to do it. Your question was that how did I come out of it, right?
Also, what do you do?
I've ventured into different things, as you already know that I do a lot of exports to the US. That is my primary thing, and I run a marginally or like successful, I would say, because it's only been a year. It's a silver, designing studio that I've made, where I do designs on silver, and I experiment with different, like beads and things like that, and I portray that. I've been successful with that. And also, I'm a creative person, so I've been able to do a couple of other things also in the creativity angle. These are the three things that I would say that I've been able to do, and successfully, yes, I would say.
No small feat, Sulbha, doing 3 different things all parallelly. Kudos to you for getting
Thanks,
to this point.
Smriti. Yeah. You've been a big encouraging factor in my life. Yeah.
Mutual. It's mutual. So, Sulbha, tell me, how did Mind Over Matter exactly impact you?
See, I came there because I needed help from, I needed to be empowered. I thought I need someone to push me towards that area. Because see, everything was mulling in my head, and it was going on for almost a year and a half, where I felt that I was thinking I was getting stifled. I was very sure I was getting stifled, but I did not know how to break it to my husband gently, that I would like to do my own thing.
Right.
And there were a lot of sensitivities involved, though he was very encouraging. He did not want me to just pass my time without having something concrete.
Right.
So I wanted to be empowered, and secondly, I was kind of not happy with the addiction I had with my existing life. I wanted to break out of that.
So it had become your comfort zone. You were used to doing it and you were doing that, but it was not giving you satisfaction.
Yeah.
And your inner creativity was not finding expression.
Yes, because I always felt that I was, I could have done differently,
Right.
and I wish I could do it differently. So that's when I had started thinking about it. And you came at a very good time where um, yeah,
Yeah, things do work out like that, Sulbha. When we really
yeah,
need something, it presents itself and we are kind of ready to take it. So actually, I'm grateful you took the offer of being part of the program, because as a friend, to have a friend attend your program is actually quite a privilege. So
yeah.
now tell me, so how did Mind Over Matter impact you? What did you get once you did attend it?
See, I understood that life, you are as good as your mindset. So when you mm, started showing, see, it's always you always go to a teacher or a guru to show you another angle, because you've come to a dead end. So when you come to a dead end, um, you try to show me the different side of it,
Hmm.
and you were successful because those are not comfort zones. You're comfortable only with very familiar things where you've been processed to um, live your life and be
Hmm.
comfortable.
Hmm.
And I saw another angle of it.
Hmm.
I definitely wanted to incorporate it in my life.
Hmm.
So that was my biggest thing. And in participating, you were able to make me understand that there's a balance in life,
Hmm.
and that there is no need to have all these limiting um, you know issues that we always have.
So, Sulbha, you were saying one is that you understood that you are as good as your mindset, and the program allowed you to shift your mindset because you were able to see certain different angles. And even though that wasn't in your comfort zone, it showed you the path and kind of gave you a direction as to how you could move forward.
Yeah, see, it was a struggle for me that time also.
Hmm.
So I absolutely insist with others that to remain in that thing, because your your beliefs and your um, whatever your what word would I say is,
Prejudices?
yeah, so they run deep.
Hmm.
So to get out of that, you need to be exposed to people who can prod you,
Hmm.
and that like somebody who can get into your bloody operating system and say, okay, this is the change, this is the change that can come to you.
Yeah.
And for you need to believe that, and you need to always stick by that.
Hmm.
That is the main thing I want to tell others, is that
Hmm.
you um, because it's difficult.
Hmm.
uh, it's become a part of you, and your body actually starts behaving in as your brain,
Yeah.
because those kind of repetitive things that you've always been doing, and that comfort zone, it's very difficult to break out. That's
Absolutely.
why it's taken what I'm 54, so
Hmm.
it's taken me so many years to
Hmm.
break out of it.
Hmm. But you
So
did.
I did. Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
Yes,
And we must always remember that.
yes,
As I was saying to someone the other day, catch yourself doing things right rather than the things that we don't do right.
yeah.
So,
See, for
Sulbha,
a
what
long time, you feel what you were doing was always right.
yeah.
It's when you start feeling that there can be a change in you and you're not happy about it, is when you should start. You know.
Yeah. So, Sulbha, tell us specifically what limiting beliefs were you able to break out of?
But at my age, the things will not be possible, and I these are things that are normally not done by older people. Um, mm, then I won't be able to manage it. These were the fears that I had. That I won't be able to manage things by myself. I won't be creative enough. I won't be entertaining enough for myself because, I get bored easily. So it should be something that can bring energy and life every time. And I can be the the money spinner, the financially safe environment person also.
Right. Yeah,
All
there's
that.
so many, when you make an investment, there are so many fears that can come in one's mind, right? And these were some of the things that were
Yeah,
playing.
and it's normally your analytical mind that kind of tells you, oh, don't do that. You might land into this problem.
Yeah,
And don't go that path. So
yeah,
I wanted to break out of that path. That I
and
don't want to know about what I can't do or can do. I just want to do it. And
absolutely.
rightfully, when I've done it,
Yeah.
I found that I've been successful
Hmm.
and things are happening all the time. All the time. Like you said, that even a point percentage towards that direction helps. And I
Exactly.
felt that sometimes I would go leaps and bounds that direction.
Wonderful. It's so nice to hear that sound of success in whatever you are saying, Sulbha. Really.
Thanks, Smriti.
Yeah, and tell me, just for whoever is listening to know, that what kind of little things did you do that have kind of made a big change for you a year later?
See, I kept at it. That is the main thing. That's my main funda. That's I was very persistent from day one. Every day, even if it was killing me, and I was doing other things, and because a balance is when you can do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
And it also helps to keep others also. Not others, I would say, but whatever responsibilities you had to be able to conduct those also in a dignified way. So managing that with this, so I would not leave this, and I would keep on incorporating something in my life every day. So it was either learning a different skill, then I would try to find out my sources through different platforms, go into finding so there were lots of non-successes also. We are only talking about my successes, but initially there was, okay, this is not gelling, this is not gelling, this is not gelling. And this was all the time when I was sitting in my husband's office.
Right.
And I was spending a major part of my time trying to investigate the market where I could do better. So this was one part. And then whatever would come my way, I would take it as an opportunity, and I would say, okay, I'll do this. Even if it was like very uncomfortable, where at whatever my age was a year back, to participate in like open exhibitions and try to sweet talk people into like at least doing a deco. So all those were definitely not comfort zones, and I would persistently do it because I would remember that this is what I want to progress into, and I want to be a creative person, and this is how the first steps were. So these were the things that I kept doing.
Yeah.
I didn't give up at all.
Absolutely.
So it was like I started with something totally different, and I ended up with something totally different.
Exactly. And I say that to people, that if you take one step and another step and another step, then, and if you do have a vision for your future, then you reach somewhere. You may not reach exactly where you want it to be, but it'll feel.
Oh, no, I think that the future holds a lot. Yeah. Yeah. It's like when it gets into your operating mode, and it's incorporated, then there are so many things that you just have to think about, and it opens a path, and like Moses, it just keeps opening a better path.
Absolutely. And Sulbha, I want to talk about what you just said a little while back, that these saboteurs that are sitting inside your head, those critics that sit inside your head, you kind of shut them down and you said, okay, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to do what I thought I want to do, even if you think that this is not going to be a success. So what do you want to say to viewers who may still be held back by some of these saboteurs?
See, most of our beliefs and all they come from our parents, our society, our chachas and chachis, and everything. And basically, that's how a school teachers. It's been a formative part of you, and it's very difficult because these are things that you accept. You accepted it till now. So to break out of that, you're responsible for your house, your children, and finally, I keep reciting that Michelle Obama also took a break when he was president. So I keep thinking of that, and but I thought like I'm sure there is a way to do things because one person should not be unhappy. We should be happy doing what we are doing. So for that reason, I worked on myself. I wanted to be happy because it creates a happy environment. Everything is, and we're all capable of different things.
Absolutely.
So these are things that I thought that, I lose the thread of your question, when I start talking. Sorry.
No, I don't mind you getting lost in that because it's just so beautiful to see how far you've come. Sulbha, if you wanted to give a message to women who are contemplating attending this program or have not yet, are still dithering and thinking I should or will it really help me, what do you want to say to them?
I feel that see, when things are not done by yourself, so I feel that when you have something which is either mentally disturbing you or even if you have a physical ailment, you go to a doctor. And for this also, you go to a counselor and you go to an expert. So I feel that if somebody can help us through our confusion and give us clarity, I think that's, and I don't think we should live in fear because there's a whole wide world in front of us and fear gets us nowhere. So we have to change our limiting beliefs for sure. I don't think there is a limit to anything in life, and all our preconditions are the biggest limiting beliefs that we have. And once we get out of that, and most women I feel have that, that this is what the society will comply with and this is not. So I will do this and not more. So that restricts them. So if they can go to an expert and sit through sessions where it can things can happen and help can be thing, and something that goes into your operating system. How a computer has an operating system and where your subconscious, your brain actually starts working and not your a repetitive kind of function.
Sure. So is that what Mind Over Matter did for you, to kind of change, to challenge the operating system in a way that you could update it,
Yes, because there was a time, Smriti, when you kept on struggling with all of us as participants and you kept wanting to incorporate it, and I just kind of went in and I decided that okay, this is what she wants us to do and this is what it is. So you have to operate from there. And not just live in a superficial repetitive manner. So go into the core, try to readjust it because it's adjusted because of you and can be readjusted also because of you. And then work towards getting yourself forward. And I must tell everyone, another thing is that it's not easy. It's not easy because it's very comfortable to go back to your old self. So to remember those things and to operate from there and to get your that gene to function, which has been incapacitated for a very long time. That is the tough part. So make it happen, for sure.
Right. And the work is done even if the program or I as a facilitator is showing you that picture, but the work is done by the individual, and that hard work that to sustain
it always has to be you. Finally, it has to be you. It can't be that, like, choose the best and you work towards it. Without your work, it's not going to happen. That everything, anybody will tell you in any situation.
Absolutely.
I mean, you finally tell it to your kid also, right?
Yeah.
That unless you work hard, I mean, I can send you to any kind of coaching, but unless you work hard and unless you put in the effort, it's not good. So unless you stick by it and say, okay, I will, and if you kind of falter, you have a call with you, like which I did a couple of times, Smriti. Call with you, and you kind of refresh everything again, and then because there are times when you have lows, right? And there are times when outside factors can be very intimidating.
Absolutely.
So then you work on yourself again.
Yeah.
You work on yourself again.
Yeah. You need help while transitioning. You need support and help.
Yeah. That's what the word is, transitioning.
Yeah. Oh, such a pleasure to reconnect, Sulbha, and just kind of reflect back a year back and see what the journey has been. And even we've never talked about this like this before. And I wish you a lot more success, and I hope to talk to you again in a year's time. And maybe then you'll have more wisdom to share with us. So I look forward to it.
I hope so.